If burgers can have their king, then the pizza empire can find their emperor in Little Caesars. But the pizza empire of Little Caesar didn't rise overnight. In this video, we'll be taking a look at all the ups and downs of Little Caesar's rise to pizza popularity. Stick around till the end and find out the single philosophy that made Little Caesar's growth that much easier. And no, it isn't marketing, a match made in oven. Behind every successful person is the loving and unconditional support of a partner. And Little Caesar's owner and founder, Mr. Mike Ilitch, had just that in his wife, Marian Ilitch. An up-and-coming baseball star, Mike showed lots of promising talent growing up, eventually receiving multiple offers from minor league baseball teams. But this dream was soon snuffed when Mike had a career-ending knee injury. As the tragic news of the injury settled in, Mike and Marian knew they had to fall back on each other and build something completely new. With Mike taking multiple odd jobs to earn money and provide for his wife, they soon saved up enough money to move to Garden City, Michigan, where the foundations of their empire would be built. Little Caesar's Pizza Treat, lovingly named after Marian's nickname for Mike, finally opened its doors in the summer of 1959, where they would sell a grand total of 296 pizza pies. It was clear to the loving couple that this pizza place was the home run they wanted all along, and soon enough, they would be running all the bases. 3 years of successful business later, they opened their first ever franchise branch in Warren, Michigan. The decision to franchise wasn't an easy one, but it sure was the right choice, because after just 7 years, they would open up their 50th store. Soon expanding to every state in America, Little Caesars became the fastest growing pizza franchise. And it was only a matter of time until the Little Caesars empire reached overseas. But with all this demand for pizza, there had to be a way to regulate every franchise, right? That's when Mike and Marian hatched their next big concept, the Big Blue Line. Way back in 1971, when Little Caesars started lurching towards fame, and just a year prior to their first ever franchise, Mike Ilitch had the brilliant idea of purchasing a mushroom farm. The idea was solid. Considering mushrooms are the fourth most popular pizza topping in America, it was a no-brainer to cultivate mushrooms that you could harvest on demand and at your own price point to boot. And thus, Little Caesar's Mushroom Farm was born. The purchase and cultivation of the mushroom farm was perfectly timed, considering the sudden boom of Little Caesar's franchises. The ownership of a mushroom farm meant that Little Caesars could control, sell, and distribute their own brand of mushrooms to each of their franchises as an additional income stream for the franchise owners. And soon enough, this success would expand to ingredients other than just mushrooms. From flour and salt to pepperoni and bell peppers, the Little Caesars Mushroom Farm would be the exclusive supplier for all Little Caesar franchise stores. This expanded list of produce supplied soon prompted Mike and Marian to change branding from Little Caesars Mushroom Farm to Blue Line Food Service Distribution. But Blue Line wasn't just profitable for Mike and Marian, it was also reliable. Designating a single supplier for fresh produce meant that they could maintain the same quality of ingredients throughout all their branches, no matter how far apart they are, and thus, another pillar of Little Caesar's empire was established. But it took more than just top-quality ingredients to sell pizza. Just years after their first restaurant opened, Little Caesars would give customers 2 really good reasons to order, all for the price of one: the rise of an empire. Mike and Marian were a very loving couple, but their love often showed in the pies they were selling. Instead of catering to a family experience or quick pizzas like other pizza franchises at the time, Little Caesars would instead cater to customers craving good pizza for cheap. It even got to the point where Marian had to stop Mike from giving pizzas away for free. Talk about a kind and generous emperor. Little did Marian know that Mike had a successful concept brewing in his head. But we'll touch back on that again soon. As Detroit natives themselves, Mike and Marian knew firsthand the increasing levels of poverty in the city, which is probably the root cause of their generosity towards customers. Truly, Little Caesars was a piping hot godsend to fill fill the stomachs of those in need of a warm meal, and it's on this love and care for the community which Little Caesar would build its empire on. In 1979, just a few years from their first big franchising boom, Little Caesars unveiled what would be their most famous pizza promotion: buy one, take one pizzas. That's right, Little Caesars was the first ever pizza joint to offer 2 pizza pies for the price of 1. And the rest is history. Buy one, take one pizzas were such a massive success that this soon became the brand's entire identity moving forward, giving birth to the iconic tagline, Pizza Pizza. But no pizza empire stands uncontested forever. Unbeknownst to Little Caesar, a war was brewing on the horizon, and the risk to the coveted pizza throne was soon coming to a head: World War Pie. By the 1990s, the pizza industry was ruled by 3 big names: Domino's, Pizza Hut, and of course the hero of this story, Little Caesars. Little Caesars had grown into a powerful pizza empire on its own, dominating the affordable pizza territory, while Domino's focused on fast delivery pizza and Pizza Hut focused on a cozy dine-in experience. The 3 pizza giants had gotten used to this balance, that is, until Little Caesars stepped out of their territory. In 1993, Little Caesars introduced the Big Pizza, a huge rectangular pizza pie that could serve more in a single serving. The Big Pizza shot Little Caesars' popularity up through the roof, and this immediately caught the attention of both Pizza Hut and Domino's. Pizza Hut was the first to retaliate against Little Caesars' growing empire with the release of the Bigfoot Pizza, a huge rectangular pizza similar to the Big Pizza. At the time, Pizza Hut was on top of the pizza pie palace, and they wanted to stay that way. Pizza Hut went on a marketing crusade to put Little Caesars back in its place, but Little Caesars wouldn't take this sitting down. Soon the pizza world was flung into a marketing feud, each side taking subtle jabs at the other, all the while losing focus of another big competitor, Domino's. While Little Caesars and Pizza Hut were focused on their pizza measuring contest, Domino's worked quietly to tend to their already existing clientele, and eventually Domino's would come out on top as the #1 pizza place in America. As a last-ditch effort, Little Caesars tried a new approach to the pizza game, ditching the iconic Pizza tagline and heralding the new $5 hot and ready promo. Little Caesars would lose sight of what made their pizza great in the first place. It would seem that Little Caesars' empire was slowly crumbling. But this wasn't the end of their story, a kind kingdom. Soon enough, the new $5 hot and ready promo would prove to be a less successful marketing campaign than the original Pizza, prompting Little Caesars to take a good look at their brand and go back to the roots of the empire that they have built. Since then, Little Caesars has shown an undying love for the community that first showed them love. There's no better proof of this love than their Love Truck, a mobile kitchen that travels from town to town to give away free pizza to those in need, something that the late Mike Ilitch would have wanted. The Love Kitchen continues to operate all over America, receiving multiple Presidential Volunteer Action Awards from George Bush and Bill Clinton respectively. But the kindness doesn't end there, as Little Caesars continues to give back to the city of Detroit, now funding multiple improvement projects, including a sports stadium and ownership of their baseball team. It looks like Little Caesars' empire is here to stay, and the world is all the more better because of it. In a world plagued by capitalism, it's rare to see a business succeed by giving so much to the community. It's always nice seeing the love you give come full circle. Hopefully more pizza joints follow the same example of generosity that Little Caesars has given. I'm looking at you, Papa John's.